Mr. Mo.
Evan, it's so good to hear from you.
Oh, everything all right?
Everything's fine. I just was. You're live on Mike in the Night, and I got some footage that was put up that how Hong Kong is becoming a battleground as China celebrates 70th National Day.
Oh, you aren't wrong there. They're having quite a battle today.
Yeah, this is intense. Have you been getting caught up in any of this stuff?
Oh, last Sunday, for example, I had to walk 3 hours to get through a riot, to get away from a riot, to find transportation to save me a 6 hour walk. And I did it. But it becomes quite inconvenient when the police shut everything down, whether bus, taxi, or train.
Okay, I know you went on a secret mission to the Chinese border. Did that one did over to the Chinese border? Did that go okay?
Oh, it did. People do talk, and telling me where I'm currently heading will be quite a fight today, even though it's unofficially not on the list of places. But I have a feeling it will be quite a fight today.
Okay. Do you see any fires from your apartment?
Authorized,
Do you
by
see any
the
full
way,
fire or
officially.
smoke from your apartment?
No, no, fire is very rare, Mike. The only thing you're going to see are police firing shots at people.
Okay, I'm talking about fire
Right?
as in fire like smoke fire.
Oh, no, not so much. The Molotov cocktails, I'll tell you the reason for them. It's just so they can make their getaway. You know, police are advancing on you. You throw a Molotov cocktail, it gives you, 30 more seconds that you otherwise wouldn't have. That's all they're
Doesn't
for.
Batman do that, or somebody does that and they drop it on the floor and they disappear?
Oh, that's the smoke bomb. But a Molotov cocktail's a bit more toasty than a smoke bomb, I
Yeah,
find.
yeah. You just don't want to be sitting in a car when one of them go off inside the car.
Well, people do have guns go off into their pants and their buttocks and everywhere else, don't they, Mike?
Yes, they
And they
do.
never put the
Yes, they
safety on.
do.
They do. But it is quite tenuous here, of course, Mike. As per usual, it hasn't gotten any better. I mean, Chile, at the moment, you've got people firing rounds into the crowd. You're getting police getting sodomized for some reason. I don't understand why they're doing that. That's in Chile. But I mean, here, we're going to have quite a clash. They're having a protest, officially a parade, a mask parade, despite the anti-mask law, and the government with their smile, hee hee hee, we're going to murder you, we represent the people, we're going to murder you. And I mean, only recently Xi said, the Emperor of China, Winnie the Pooh, he said to a lot of the official state-run media that anyone who opposes China will be smashed bones and broken bodies. Will be piles and piles of them. Something to that effect was the rhetoric he's throwing around at the moment. So it's all going great, Mike.
Yeah, this is breathtaking. What's happening here? We're going to be covering also. I got somebody on the ground in Mexico, who was later on the show, who was in the hail of gunfire there earlier today when it looked
Not
like
the not the old not the old Chapo incident, was it?
yeah, los Chapistos, the sons of
Yeah,
Chapo Guzman.
that's the one. They were shooting the police station to bits, as I understand it.
Yep, yep. So yeah, that was a big one. I'm gonna see if I can get him. He's in Mexico. He's gonna come on the show. He was like 2 blocks away from when it happened. Um, yeah. It,
Well, ultimately, here, if they start gun running, it's going to just escalate it further. I imagine that'll be on the cards. Illegal arms being shipped in via the ports. Americans like to do that. They did that with the Philippines, didn't they? Only recently, they like shipping the guns in, and then we'll have pure chaos. And from order, oh no, from chaos they create their order, don't they? Their new world order. Isn't it funny how all these protests are happening all
oh
around the world
yes,
at a
yes,
similar
yes.
time?
I'm just it's not the law of the jungle, but the law of order, a new world order.
That's right. That's right.
Was that
Mr.
the
George Bush said
1993
that.
summit, the 1993 UN speech?
No,
George
it's
Walker
not
Bush,
Bush.
a new
I
world
mean,
order.
everyone says it at some point or another.
Yeah, I think it was George
You
Walker
had
Bush.
Bill
A new
Clinton say
order,
it.
a new not the jungle and the jungle and order of a world where we could all benefit. A new world order.
That's right, and we're almost there. They're trying their best. Imagine when social credit is the only credit you're allowed. Cash economies collapsing in Canada right now. They're harping up the black economy. Guess what they just did in Australia?
Hmm.
Prior to that, they were harping the illegitimacy of the black economy. They're saying, oh, we need to ban cash. Canada's going a similar route. It's funny how they all coordinate their efforts, don't they? It's as if they all work together, mate.
I think it's the last pinnacle of, I guess, the last pinnacle of light, or the last flame, is the Commonwealth, and once that goes, you see the American Empire fall behind.
I would say the last flicker of light will be when people are told to accept the mark. Remember to reject the mark, Mike. Write that down somewhere in case you forget. Always reject the mark, because that's coming too.
For people
A
tuning in,
lot
this is our friend Evan, correspondent here for Mike in the Night, who is live right now in Hong Kong, and he's having a. So are you planning on leaving if this doesn't get corrected, or what's going on?
Well, it's hard to know which way it's going to swing. I mean, the government has been throwing a bone with the chief executive's policy address, of course. They said something to the effect of, we're going to give more housing because housing's the problem, you know. But we're only going to give it to people we like, mainly Chinese people. So they had a Greater Bay project, I think I mentioned many moons ago, Mike, where they're going to make an artificial island to fit all the mainland Chinese on. So essentially what they're saying is we haven't deviated from our plan, but we're going to dress it up so it looks like it benefits you, which is what most governments do. They just remarket their strategy, don't they? And people aren't buying it. The chief executive couldn't even do the policy address in the council office because there was a protest. The politicians are protesting in the council office, so she had to scurry away with one of those, grins on her face. Hee hee hee, I'm safe, And so she had to do it via telephone. A lot of
Evan, are you still there?
pressure. You can remember a lot of these sites paid agitators. Oh, have I lost you, Mike?
Yeah, we lost you for a second. You just said agitators. We got you. We got you, though. We got your point. So I'm looking at a couple of little brush fires here, paper burning in the streets, people walking, garbage everywhere.
Yep.
What's this yellow paper? Is this like confetti? What is this? Parking tickets?
Well, you see there's quite a lot of walls that go up around, called Lennon walls, based on the John Lennon wall, I suppose, where you put up flyers to get your point across. That would be most of the yellow paper. They stick it on walls, they throw it about during protests. That's essentially what it is, protest paper.
The protest paper, okay. If I had a long broom, like one of those shop brooms, I'd be pushing everything into that fire with the shop broom.
Well, it wouldn't be that hard, but I mean, the point of the fire is just to slow the police down. That's all it's for. I mean, it's not very effective. There are better tactics to use, but people aren't very imaginative. And a lot of the original Molotov cocktails were from police anyway, police agitators, because a lot of them are. At the moment, they're playing a game of find the traitor, and there's plenty of them. Plenty of them.
Yeah. Wow.
But anyway,
I'm in shock with this. I'm not surprised that the other big powers are standing back and letting this. And then what happened with the NBA? You want to brief us on the NBA?
NBA, they just bent over to China, didn't they? One coach said something, and the entire NBA had to bend over to show their allegiance to the system. Everyone marching as one, as they were. Same with Blizzard. Blizzard said, we're going to ban this Hong Kong protester who stood up and said something to the effect like, stand with Hong Kong, free Hong Kong, revolution of our time. Something like that, he said. And they decided to null and void all his prize money, and as soon as there was backlash, they reinstated everything and said, we're just kidding, tee-hee-hee,
Wow.
It's pretty funny. These sniveling desk weasel type people, Mike, they are everywhere, and they are the ones controlling the system, unfortunately. The ones who will bend over, the ones who will grovel, the ones who will kowtow are the people they want. They vet them long before they ever get near the reins of power, that's for sure.
But Evan, don't they understand that if we lose Hong Kong and it becomes in the hands of the communists, don't they understand that it's going to be, they could be 3 or 4 different steps away from losing their Blizzard, and because they feel World of Warcraft is too violent and people can't play it, or they're going to maybe lose the NBA because it's not attracting the right, you know, they're going to always find ways to get to everything eventually.
That's their goal, soft power, but I mean, it won't work ultimately now that the eyes are on China. China's advantage, of course, was remaining undetected and left alone, but now everyone's paying attention, even though the media's desperately trying to bury it with anything they can, anything at all. I'll tell you another one, you know, that's Kurdish Turkey fight with all the guns and explosions. That's from a Kentucky gun show, that footage, and all the media use that to...
Oh, I love when they do that. When they said, oh, there's airstrikes in Libya and Tripoli and blah, blah, blah. Right. They're using footage from 3 years ago from Iraq.
Well, if you just look up the Gulf War, that's a great one. You know, Scud missile. Oh, no, the Scud's coming in. I'll put on my helmet. You put on the gas mask. You know, quite amusing. But such is life, Mike. But I do have to jet. I do appreciate the call.
Well, no, I appreciate the plug and coming on and coming on here and giving us a heads up on what's happening in Hong Kong.
That's right, Mike. In the night is the place to be.
Thank you, my brother. You take care and lots of blessings, okay?
Thank you very much. You enjoy the night.
All right, bye.